This is The Gull Survives, broadcasting to anyone who can still hear him. Hi guys, it's been a couple of days since we've played any Surviving Mars, and I've just had a quick look around to get myself familiar with the situation and where we're at, what we're doing. I think we said in the last episode that we wanted to build another dome over here as soon as we were practically able to do so. I still think that's a good idea. But before we go ahead and do anything, there's a few comments that I wanted to go through from you guys, because it's something that I said I would do. Captain Brody, first and foremost, he says he likes that I'm spreading the colony out as it's going to look nice, and it also prevents a single natural disaster wiping everything out. Ice asks if I'm surviving Mars, or is Mars surviving me? That's a good question, and one that I don't think I can feasibly answer. Jarell Nadrath, he's just reminded me within the comments that it's the Tolan ion cannons that I was talking about in the last episode. We talked about a Stargate themed mod for this, and the Tolan ion cannons are the equivalent of the laser defense satellites. Thank you so much for that. Pro Gamer and Michael Lazaro, they both like the series and they both want to see more, so thank you guys. James Hoffman is worried about me not repairing things directly. Well, James, I don't think you need to worry too much about that, by virtue of the fact that the little drones, when things get to the point where they need repairing, one of your little drones will go over and do it automatically for you. So that's nothing to be too concerned about, hopefully. Sanis, he'd like to see the game itself become larger in scope. He mentioned The Expanse as a TV series and said, you know, he'd love to be able to see terraforming in action, and just kind of like a wider scope for the game. I can't disagree with that, and maybe that'll happen in the future. We just don't know. Ink is worried about going crazy if he moves to Mars. He said he'd feel very claustrophobic in either a dome or a suit. Understandable. Ron Clark, this is he commented one episode back. On episode 3 rather than episode 4, but he says if you boil what he said down, he says that my planning is poor and I'm going to fail because of the massive maintenance costs for the way that I've built. That might happen, Ron. I certainly hope it doesn't, and there wasn't any indication of that being the case during the last episode, but if that's what happens, that's what happens. Let's hope it doesn't, Ron. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Right, without further ado, let's carry on doing what we were doing. So let's just go into fast mode. Now, I've queued a couple of things up, chiefly in the form of sensor towers. I'd really like to get some additional sensor towers. There's one over here and there's one over here, just because I want to broaden my net a little bit. One of the main positive things that we can find is anomalies, so it can never hurt too much in order to get them. You can see our little guys are just doing their thing. Right. And what else do we need to do? Now, we haven't got a great deal of cash right now, and that's something to be very aware of. I think we've got 220 million. Yes, we've got only 220 million, not a vast amount. Our research is continuing quite happily. We've got a breakthrough zero-space computing, so that should be quite good. Research Lab and Institute upgrade, and Science Institute upgrade. Research points production is increased. I've got general training, Rover Command AI, which is going to be useful. The RC rover no longer needs recharging and starts with 4 additional drones. And that's so I can send it out places and have it do things. I think that's going to be useful. What I'm really hoping for, I think it's either the robotics or the physics tree, is I'm absolutely desperate to get the little shuttles. I think it's called CO2. Advanced CO2 engines or something like that. But let's let things continue on fast mode just for a little bit, see how we do. Because I don't think we're quite in a position to be building our tunnel yet. Soon we will be. Now, from what I remember, those rare metals, were they high? Yeah, it's high quality, so we'll extract them nice and quickly. We've got some things still being extracted here. You can see we've got polymers, electronics and machine parts, all being extracted from this shuttle. Which theoretically means that all of these numbers are going upwards rather than downwards, unless they're already counted. I'm not really sure. But either way, we're not in a bad position for parts at the moment. Yeah, our metals production is higher than the maintenance. I imagine our concrete is as well. Yes, of course it is. Food, I'm a little bit worried about, or I'm a little bit concerned about food. But you can see we've nearly got some potatoes down, and that's going to yield 47.4 in theory. Oh no, my plaster's coming off. That's no good. There we are. Managed to gouge a piece out of my hand the other day on a pint glass that broke in my hand while I was cleaning it. No good. We've got 0.6 maintenance on polymers on average, 0.9 electronics maintenance, and 1.7 machine parts. Machine parts are probably the most difficult thing. Our fuel production is fine at present. No concerns there. Now, there are things that we could potentially do over here. Just as an example, I'm pretty sure that we can
Sector
build...
scanned. Anomaly found.
An anomaly, excellent. I think we might be able to build a polymer factory now. Is it going to be in production? Yeah, we could build a polymer factory. You can see what it effectively does is it uses water and rocket fuel in order to create more polymers. That's good. An electronics factory that uses rare metals in order to create electronics. And this fine fellow here, the machine parts factory, that uses metals in order to produce machine parts. Now, what I might want to do, having thought about this as carefully as I possibly can, is to build a second dome right here. We'll keep this as it is, because this is a nice way of teaching our children. But in this dome, we'll make it probably slightly less nice and lovely and comfortable than this one. But at the same time, this dome is going to produce a lot of the things that we need, for example, polymers, etc. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. It's not something that I really wanted to do by virtue of the fact that it is very, very close to another dome, and that's always a concern. But I don't think we have a choice at the moment. No, let's get it done. Let's bite the bullet, make the choice, and see what happens. Let's see if our little turbine... Yeah, our sensor towers are up. That sensor tower is here. Do we get any bonus here? No. Not a good one, anyway. Where's our little research man? There you are. Well, go get the key. I think, from what I remember, the key unlocks new technologies. Scans have detected some interesting readings that might help us discover new technologies. Yes, indeed, that is what occurs. Okay. Rocket's ready to lift off, but it's still got some bits and bobs on it, so we're going to let that happen. Only one vacant residential slot now. See, this is why we need a second dome. And I suppose having another dome here is quite nice because people can transfer themselves between it without having to worry. Yeah, that's good. That's looking nice. So many kids. So many kids. Let's take a look at our colonists overall. So, yeah. I think things are going pretty good overall. Overall, things are going quite nicely. Come on, let's get the last of the bits and bobs off there. Ooh, new texts are available.
There's more to the barren environment
look at that, guys.
Than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
See, this is just awesome stuff. We've got dust repulsion, which is potentially very useful because it means I'm going to have to repair my things a lot less. Storage compression, not as important. Biome engineering, we'll check out what that is, I don't know yet. But most importantly, we've got CO2 jet propulsion, adapting an air-breathing jet engine to work in the 95% carbon dioxide atmosphere of Mars. Is a challenge, but they've succeeded. I want that. I want that very, very badly. So we're going to cancel all of these. I'd like general training regardless, so we'll keep that. What else did we get? We've got a supportive community. Lowers the risk of colonists developing flaws after a sanity breakdown. Potentially quite good. Biome engineering. Farms increase the comfort of all residences in the dome. Sounds damn good, doesn't it? And we're going to have it. Okay. Really nice. I think we'll queue up the rover command AI again as well. We're nearly there with a breakthrough, which is the zero space computing. Makes research labs better. I'm happy about that. Storage compression, I think, is one for the future as well. But this CO2 jet propulsion, it's going to be a little while. We know it is. Do you know, in fact, what I might do is I want that next. So let's go back to general training after that. Rover command and Stirling generator. That'll do. Good stuff. Yeah, general training is very good. It lowers the penalty for people who aren't specialised. And being as I've only got a limited number of specialised people, it's probably a good idea. Right, let's take a look at our rocket. Still got a couple of bits on it, but not many. Not many at all.
Sector scanned.
Sector scanned, no resources. Most disappointing. Most disappointing. There's bound to be something weird down there. Right, you discovered your anomaly. You can come back to the hold.
Research complete.
Zero space computing is complete. That's going to give us a little bit of a cash injection. We've got 520 million now, which is better. It means we can get some more resources in should we need to do so. I'd rather not, but do you know what? If it becomes necessary, it becomes necessary. Right, we can blast our rocket off now. Off you go. See you later, Bob. Did I? Yeah, there it goes. For a moment there, I didn't think I'd press the button. Let's just make sure that you're in a position where you can charge. Yes, you are. Got some fuel there. Okay, our dome is building. Now, as I say, this one's not going to be quite as comfortable. Let's put some apartments in. There are some basic things that you just need in order to feed your populace. Otherwise, they get super duper miserable. So we're going to need a grocer. I think it might be better if we also get a diner. And last but certainly not least, by any stretch of the imagination, we're going to grab an infirmary. Also, it's quite nice for my guys if they can have some kind of pretty small fountain. Yeah, that'll do. You put that there. Now, we want this to be a working dome for working men. So, what we'll do is we will get confused about what we're trying to do. Look at everything. Okay, so first things first, we will get a machine parts factory, and then right outside the dome, in fact, we're going to try and put it in a position where people from both domes can work there if they choose to. We're going to put a polymer factory. So that covers two of the concerns or needs that we had. I like that. So it's quite a simple dome so far. I don't want to put too many different things in there. As soon as my rocket gets back, we'll see if we can get some drones with no control. Oh, Frankie, what are you doing? You go here, come on. Poor little drone, orphaned. There you go, he knows what he's doing now. All is well. So that's a few machine parts. What do you take to build? A couple of electronics.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
Oh, someone subscribed to the channel. Well, thank you. Unfortunately, I can't see who it is because I'm recording as opposed to streaming, but I appreciate it. Looks like we've got a little bit of a power shortage now, so let's try and get that resolved. Now, it's better for us if we build wind turbines, so let's do so. In fact, let's build them over here, because... Oopsie daisy. As I say, spreading out the important things is probably a very good idea from our perspective. Okay, are there any other shortages? No, it doesn't look like there are. I'm perfectly happy with that.
Cable fault reported.
Cable faults are always a bit frustrating. Looks like our rocket's back. Let's just take a look at passenger rockets. Now, we've got 12 matching colonists to what we wanted, which is anybody who's in a specialisation. In fact, let's just take a look. Anything we don't have? Security I'm not concerned about. Any interesting quirks that I should be concerned about? I do want gurus. I don't think we need empaths because that's just going to happen by itself. We definitely want geniuses and or celebrities. Gender doesn't really matter at this point. We'll just take anybody we can get. Age group, still fine. Still fine. So let's launch her. Alright, we've launched the rocket. We're going to have some more colonists coming in now. Someone's going to be saying, oh, girl, what are you doing? Right, let's just take a look at the soil quality over here. Only 50%. That's why we're getting 2 lots of soybeans on the go. Our food production should be okay for the moment. Oh, there we go. We've got 28 food. Nothing to be concerned about. What's that malfunctioning cable doing? Has you fixed it yet? No, he's getting there. Oh my. Did I build them too far away from the... Oh, I'm a fool.
Cable fault reported.
I'm an absolute fool. Look what I've done. Alright. Not proud of myself on that one, guys. We've already got people living here, look. Ah. Workaholic nerd, survivor, loner, Martian-born. Loner? Oh, that's a shame. What about you? You're a composed survivor, idiot Martian-born. Okay. And you're a hypochondriac, blimey. That's going well. Well, when the rocket gets here, we'll be okay. Let's just take a look if we've still got a power. Ah, no, we're in surplus now. Having said that, that is during the daytime. Mind you, they'll only be open during the daytime, the polymer factory, etc. So as long as we've got a surplus during the day, we've got 3.1 daily polymers predicted. Awesome. Very, very good. I'm really worried about having 2 domes so close together. A couple of buildings not working. That's because they haven't got staff. Only 2 residents in that dome. How are we doing over here? That's full. We've got unemployed people at all. We've got 1 unemployed and 1 homeless. That's... They'll transfer over. I'm sure they will. There you go. Look, there's a space here. Free work slot. Don't you tell me that you're unemployed. Get a job, you bum. We'll probably drop the rocket in the same place. They can run over to their new homes.
Sector scanned.
Sector scanned. Load of concrete again. Okay, let's pop it right about here. Or maybe 1 back. There we are. How's my research going? Ooh, halfway. Oh, look, there's something up here. You, Rover Man. How did I miss that? This thing. Oh, where is it?
New colonists have arrived.
There we go. And new colonists. Let's see if that's put us at a deficit in any way, shape or form. Doesn't appear to have done.
Cable fault reported.
Another cable fault, of course. So we've got staff now. Cassandra Huber. Lauren Bruno. Morale 0. Why have you got 0 morale? What's happening with you? Oh, you're a gamer and a party animal, no wonder. I wouldn't have much morale in this dome either. Excellent. Okay, so the colonists have arrived. That means our production is going to spike in both machine parts and polymers. So electronics is the only thing that we're going to need to concern ourselves with moving forward. Theoretically. It might be better if we create some dedicated storage over here. So let's go polymers depot. And then we'll get a machine parts depot as well right next to it. There you go. So that means we've got something to store any of the production that they have. Let's just take a look. Soybeans are nearly finished. That's good. We're going to have another injection of food shortly, which I'm very, very happy about. We've still got 32, so it's not awful. A little bit of a deficit when it comes to...
Until today, the only place we'd thought you could find Ice 15 outside of a lab was on an icy planet or a moon. And here we find it on Mars.
Ice 15 is a super dense phase of water ice, which is formed in extremely cold and extremely high pressure environments. It turns out that the unique geological history of Mars allowed a small quantity of Ice 15 to form under the crust. I needed to check if it was 15 then, to form under the crust. Even though we didn't confirm any substantial deposits of water, this discovery would cause uproar in scientific communities and draw significant attention to our efforts on the Red Planet. Our sponsors immediately provided us with the tools to discover more about the effects of Martian geology on the formation of underground ice. 500 million in funding. Excellent stuff. That I'm delighted. Alright, let's move our guy back so he can recharge. Let's put him over here. Okay. I think we were undergoing a power deficit, weren't we? So, right, a couple of things that might be useful for us to do. Let's go to energy. I'd like to put another battery in, just to keep us safe. And then I'm going to go with perhaps 2 more. And I think that'll do us. I think we'll just about be on point with power production then. Even at the highest draw. Excellent stuff. Now, what cash does that place us at? 1,020 million. I'm not going to spend any of it yet. And the reason that I'm not going to is because I'd like to, well, effectively avoid doing so. Alright, so we've got full work shifts all here. A nice, decent work shift here. Good work shift here. How's school looking, guys?
Cable fault reported.
Uh-oh.
Sector scanned.
There's an inactive work shift here, but I don't think that's actually worthy of a warning at all. I'd like to get more scientists, but I don't think we're going to. Look at all that food, we're fine. Right, let's take a look at Rainer Schaefer. He's a gamer and he's sexy. That's a rare combination. You're rugged. Very nice. Sexy gamer, coward, nerd, Martian-born. Wow. Got a lot of Martian-born gamers. Okay, let's send the rocket back quickly. Now, guys, do you think I've made the right decision here by putting another dome?
We gather here today to bid a final farewell to one of our finest.
Oh no! As difficult and painful as it is, we must accept that Novalee Larsen is dead. As friends, as a community, we express our sadness. We acknowledge our loss, acknowledge the great importance of Novalee Larsen's life. Novalee Larsen's life has been a journey towards a vision. A journey which brought us all towards the possibility of living on the Red Planet, one small step at a time. Novalee Larsen didn't try to make their mark in human history, for there is no room for attempts in success. Novalee Larsen knew what the calling of fate was, knew the risks and the opportunities, and made the best of it for the good of us all. What is it that takes a person through all of this question? Is a question only we can answer. Can we, though? This is a question whose answer is the spirit of Novalee Larsen, and this is a legacy for us. Novalee Larsen has died. The cause is old age. Hint, each time a colonist dies from a non-natural death, which it wasn't in this case, 2 applicants leave the pool. So this is okay. Thank you, fellow colonists. Ah, one of our colonists died of old age. At least no one's died from a terrible disaster yet, which I suspect might happen in the future. We'll see. Ooh, CO2 jet propulsion is getting there slowly. Very slowly. Buildings with depleted deposits. Oh no! We've got a lot of concrete at the moment, so let's trash the building. Luckily, we've got another nice concrete deposit over here. It's high quality, there's plenty of it. Maybe it's best if we just start, if we create that now. I'd rather have too much than too little. So let's get a concrete extractor. Oh, that looked like a nice spot there. Yeah, that looks good. Got to run a power cable to it. Can I squidge a power cable through here, or do I need to? Okay. What do you mean blocking? Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Fine, I'll never argue with you again. There we go, there's a power cable. Looks like our deposits here are pretty damn full, so maybe it's worth us getting another concrete depot. Maybe another 2, in fact. So we'll get 2 here. I think it might also be wise for us to get some more dumping sites, because you can see there's a lot of stuff that needs dumping. There we go, plenty of dumping sites
Cable
there.
fault reported.
Another bleeding cable fault. Maybe Ron was right. Okay, let's see how things are going over here. Polymers production is 3, polymers maintenance 0.8, that's fine. Machine parts production is 3, and maintenance is 1.8. Absolutely fantastic. We are 2/3 of the way to where we want to be. Now, we're not getting any rare metals yet. None whatsoever, because we haven't built the bridge over to this end. We will do so. It's likely to be in the next episode now, because we've exhausted our resources for the moment. Are you a child? Why are you a child and not in here? There's a perfectly good nursery over here, you fool of a toque.
Sector scanned.
Unbelievable stuff. You'll learn nothing there. How's school looking for the kids? Now there is, guys. I don't want nerd as a trait. Let's take religious. No wonder they're all bleeding nerds. Okay, we can have 5 kids in there at any given time, that's fine. So how's our overall morale? Comfort is average of 71, that's fine. Morale of 74, again, quite happy with that. Yeah, great. Good stuff. Have we scanned any more sectors at this point? Not really. Let's go down this side. We've got a few over here, which will be nice. We'll get some small boosts. Sense towers boost, yeah, we get a little bit. Nothing too extensive, however. Right, are we on the next soybean? 60, that'll go up to 70. And then, of course, back down to 60 as a result of the batatis. How's our food storage situation? Oh, we've got 50 food. Oh, it's not bad at all, is it? Using 7 a day. Yeah, we're fine. We're still in the positives when it comes to food. Yeah, absolutely fine. Getting more and more colonists moving over here, interestingly. Very oddly, we've got a free residential slot over here.
Research complete.
I'm rather surprised. CO2 jet propulsion is complete. Oh yes. What have we got over here? Martian aerodynamics, shuttle speed is increased. Don't need that in the short term. Dust repulsion. Solar panels are gradually cleaned from dust when closed, resulting in less frequent maintenance. It's pretty good, actually. Decommission protocol, we'll want that at some point. Yeah, don't need any of that. Martian patents is potentially useful because we get 500 million in funding. I don't want smart homes yet. I don't think we're in a position to do anything with them. Extract amplification, I don't think we can afford it. Martian education sounds fun. Martian University. Train scientists, geologists, botanists, medics, engineers, or security specialists. And college education is always free on Mars. Good stuff. Well, that's a good question, isn't it? I wanted the farms, didn't I? Yeah, bioengineering I want first. And the reason that I want that first is because it's going to make people happier in the dome with a farm. And that's my baby-making dome. Water reclamation. We do need more social stuff. Let's just grab utility crops. Oh, in fact, no. Let's grab one of the cheaper ones, magnetic filtering, and then we'll probably grab low G fungi as well. The reason that I'm doing that, guys, is not because I necessarily want these things, but biotech. That should allow me to push forward and see what I find. I think that there are some interesting potential discoveries later on in biotech, so it's always good to have a good mixture of things. How are you doing? Daily production's fine. Metal deposit yourself? Yeah, you're fine. Should theoretically... Oh, we still haven't got this yet. Why haven't we? Are you suggesting that you haven't got any metal over here? Well, maybe it's time that we had. What does it come under? Infrastructure, probably? No, I was wrong. I'm absolutely bemused. Oh, it is here. Look, I'm a fool. Let's pop a shuttle hub right here. That takes 10 electronics. We're probably going to need more soon. Let's just see how many we've got. 84? Okay, we're fine. In the short term, we're okay. Now, what that shuttle hub's going to do is the shuttles that are created in the shuttle hub, they'll go over, get various different things. Ooh, an anomaly. Yes, please. They will get various different things, and they will spread them out in order to ensure that our building can continue happening. Let's go and get the little blob. That's also going to be useful from other aspects as well. One thing that we do get for free is we get these sensor towers. Now, with 3 sensor towers, what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to send our rover out to any point of the map where we think we might want one, plop a sensor tower down, plop a universal depot down, or some kind of depot, and our shuttles will ferry the resources out there for it to be built. That's going to stop us having these massive slowdowns in exploration, which I think is going to be very nice. A couple of buildings not working. Why aren't you working? Oh, you are under the impression that you haven't got enough fuel. That's fine. Hey, look, there he goes! There's our first shuttle. So what are you grabbing? Oh, okay. Oh, autosave there. Another building not working. Why aren't you working? Oh, because you're full. You're utterly chock-a-block of fuel, are you? Do you know what? That's okay for the time being. Don't worry about not working.
Anomaly analyzed.
Excellent. 1,250 additional research points. I love it. You come back down here. Now, we could build more shuttles, but they take 3 electronics and 5 polymers.
Cable fault reported. Pipe leak reported.
Oh my, it's all happening. Oh, there's a guy right here. He's sorting out. Oh yeah, look at all those shortages. Whoa, that would have been awful. But old Bobby McSlobby, he's fixing it. Jimmy McDimmy, he's going for it as well. We'll be able to clean these up eventually, which is nice. And also, it's probably good that this concrete thing is now further away from these segments. Because in wild theory, that means there's going to be less dust getting all over them. Perhaps we should move our...
Pipe leak reported.
Another pipe leak? Absolute schnoz. Okay, let's just see the overall climate in this dome. See, morale isn't amazing in this dome, I must admit. But that's probably because there aren't many empaths in there. Comfort is fine. Right, let's look at research. General training is nearly done, so we're going to get less of a penalty from those who aren't specialised, working in specialised roles. Food is nearly produced, which is a good thing.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
And that's going to allow us to potentially research more technologies. Alright, research man, you're up. So we'll quickly move him over here, let him recharge, and then we'll get out there. It's just a tiny bit of metal in that sector. Pretty awful. I'm surprised we haven't found more many. Yeah, that's words. I'm surprised we haven't found more blips for our research at this point. A little bit sad about it as well. And also, touch wood, it's been a little while since we've had a meteor storm, which is, again, mildly surprising. But nothing to concern ourselves massively with. Do you know, it might be nice for us to just build another fuel depot over here, next to the...
Research complete.
If we put it here, that's going to be good for both the shuttle hub and the polymer factory. So there we go. And you utilise metals, don't you? So why don't we also make a... No, that's rare metals. Metal deposit here. That way it's going to be a lot easier for things to get transported. General research is complete. Got emergency training as well. Security officers and medics have 10% performance when working in their speciality. Not all that important in the short term. It'll be nice in the long term, but in the short term, meh. I could live without that. Right, there we go. We've got some fuel coming over here now, so...
Anomaly analyzed. Cable fault reported.
Okay, so we've got new technologies.
More to the barren environs of the Red Planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered...
Let's see what we have. Sustainable architecture and the Martian Institute of Science. Where's sustainable architecture? Ah, here we are. In-dome buildings require maintenance less often. Ooh! We'll certainly take that soon. And the Martian Institute of Science, social. With Martian-born science, we will truly shift from being an experiment to being equal to Earth. Huh. Generates research faster than a research lab. That's going to be one for the future. Sustainable architecture I want, so we'll queue that up. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that is pretty much all we've got time for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you don't disagree too heartily with the decision that I've made to place another dome so close to my original one. If you have any comments for me, of course, I will try and read them out in the next episode. Let me know what you think I should do next. Now, I still would like to get some rare metals over here. I think that's a good idea personally. Do you agree with me? Or do you think I should branch out elsewhere? Do you think I should just simply take my time over it and see how this all goes before making any further decisions? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.
But to look your enemy in the eye, knowing you'll remember his face for the rest of your life, now that takes a stomach much stronger than you'll ever have.